Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I am going to be updating my list of books that I would like to finish eventually. I am taking some out, adding some in, and going to show you the pages that I did get done so far this year. I thought that I filmed the first video back in January, but I guess it was only 3 months ago. So I guess this is a 3-month check-in. So let's get started. So the first one that I put on my list, I think it's on there, is A Million Magical Creatures. I think it's on there. If it's not, then it's definitely getting added in, because this is one that I adore and can see myself coloring every single page. And the pages that I have done so far, I did this one, which is super cute, and this one. And I don't have specifically any plans for any others, but I did start this one as well. But I really love all of them. So this is on my list to finish eventually. And I have started in this book specifically keeping track of the books or the pencils that I need to write down. Because I did use my Prismas and I love them. And I've used my Black Widows. And I like those as well. The other ones worked fine, but those two so far have been my favorite. So that is what I've gotten done in A Million Magical Creatures. The next one is Daydreams. Now, this is a book that I have been trying to finish for quite a while. I did complete 2 pages in here. So that's pretty good. That's a decent amount. I do have to find them, unfortunately, because I did not. I should have been prepared and marked them down. So I finally finished this one, which I was so happy with. Just happy to finally be done with it. And I really do like the way that it turned out. I think she's super pretty. I'm thankful that I was able to integrate my coloring style from then until now, kind of all in that it looks like it's just all one, done at once, instead of over the how many ever years I've had this whip going. But yeah, really pleased with the way that one turned out. The other one, I think, is my unicorn up here, which again is another one that I really do like. Yeah, it's this one here. And I like the way that that one turned out as well. I had fun with the rainbow hair. Yeah. So those are the 2 that I have done in this book. And I still have like this, almost this, the whole back half of this done. I still have to go through and do a count. Okay, so I went and did a count because I needed it. So I have 10 whips in here, and then I have 22 pages that have not been colored yet, and that's including like double page, or that's counting to each of the double page spreads. So still 33 pages to finish, but yeah, I feel like it is eventually gonna happen. I just don't know. I don't know if it'll be this year, but it's eventually gonna happen. So yeah, so that is the progress I've made so far in Daydreams. In Magical Dawn, I also finished 2. They were both whips, but they're finished now, so that's a bonus, right? So the first one I finished was this one. I really love the way that turned out. I love all the sparkly bits. I used Arteza pencils on there. Just had a lot of fun. Lots of glitter gel pen and stickles. And then I used, to get this the fun effect around the outside, I used, like I said, Arteza pencils, but then I used Gamsol and just blended it out as best I could. And I really like the way that looks. This one is almost done. I have gone through so far with water-based markers and done a bunch of that. So that's really close to being done. And then the other one that I finished is this one that's sticking. Oh, dang it. No. Well, that's just mean. Let me see. I can take it off this other side of the page pretty well. Darn it. Well, that'll serve me right for trying to add in a different medium in here. So I guess I need to get a piece of paper. So I used some, it's like a splatter paint kind of thing. Darn it, that makes me so angry. Anyway, I used a splatter paint thing to add a bunch of gold drops, and they are evidently sticky and stuck to the page. So that's awesome. Ugh. So that's the other one I finished, though. I'm going to leave this open, try to get the other side of this cleaned off. Oh my goodness, that makes me so frustrated. I'm going to set this aside and put a nice piece of paper between those and hope that I haven't ruined this side too badly. Darn it. All right, so the next one, let's talk about this one. So I had the Europa book from Rita Berman and the Land book, but unfortunately that one's upstairs and I haven't done anything in that one either. So I was just going to show you that this one and the other one, neither one of them has anything new finished in them. This one is staying on my list though, because I really want to work in this. I really, really do. I think I just need to focus. So maybe I'll do a color along in this one coming up. That would be a fun, like maybe some of these beachy ones would be a fun one to do, or some of these summer ones would be fun to do without, like throughout the summer maybe. We'll see. I want to work in this more, so that's a definite, that's on my list of things to consider. So yeah, so neither one has any new pages, but they're both staying on my list. Next I have, I wanted to talk about the Opal books. Opal, I don't really know how to say those, but it's these books. And I am, as much as I love these books, I have not reached for them once over these past 3 months, like not even just to look at them, which is a little upsetting, but as much as I love them, they are not going to stay on the list. So I have one page done in this book, and that's the only one I've ever done. But I do plan on working on some of my Japanese and Korean, I think this is Korean, right? I think. Some of my Asian books are going to get some love this month. So this one will probably make an appearance. Well, this one or one of her others will make an appearance in my finished pages. But yeah, so I'm going to remove it from the list. That doesn't mean I won't be coloring in it ever, but it's still coming off the list. So that makes me sad, but it had to be done. And instead of that one being on the list, I decided to add in Worlds of Wonder. I love Johanna Basford. I adore it, and it brings me joy to color her artwork in. So this is going on the list. I did finish one this year. So I have those two done. This is just going to be kind of like what I have done so far. So I have these two done, and then so far I've got that as a whip, and then I also finished this page. So, yeah, I want to color in this. And like I said, I had, this one was done recently for Mermaid. I had so much fun coloring this in, and I just wanted to keep coloring. So yeah, that's why it's going back on, or it's going onto my list. It's going to replace those Opal books. So Worlds of Wonder is on the list. Okay, what else do we got here? So Romantic Country. I did finish one page, and I have two that are almost completed, which is better than it was. So this one is almost done. Really pleased with how this one's turning out so far. Just a few little bits and bobs that I have to do to finish it up, and it'll be good to go. The next one, let's see, that one's finished. Where's the one? This one is almost done as well. This is another one where I was working on it off and on through April, and did a little bit of work on some of the woodwork and the floor, things like that. Still struggling with curtain color, but we'll get there, I promise. And then this is the one that I finished, and I really enjoyed working on that one, like the way it turned out. But yeah, so there are a few more done in my romantic country book. Let's see, in my Josh Lee books, I did get one done in each of these. Now this one was a whip. I had a whip and I finished it. Oh, you guys can't see that. Hang on a second. It's a little bit better. So this is one that I had a whip of this. This was a whip. And then I ended up finishing this the other day. Just went through with some Black Widow pencils and finished up the bits and pieces that needed to be done. And that is still all I've done in this book, but it was really fun to work in. And I really like a lot of these pages. Probably gonna have a Josh Lee page coming up soon for Josh Lee Focus, I don't know. And then this one, I did another one in here. So I've got a couple started. So I started this one and I started that one. And then I have, that still is a whip, but then I finished this one, which I thought she turned out super cute. I really like this. And that one was done in April. So, and that's to go with this one and this one in the back that I have finished. So there's another one for the Josh Lee Fantasy. Let's see, I did finish another one in my fairy coloring book. This one was finished in June. Nope, it's June now. It was finished in April. So this is one that I've already had done. That's one I've already done. This is one that was a whip. And then I did this one. I really like the way that she turned out. Very soft and pastel, and just, yeah, very pleased with how that one came out. I really wanted to work on this one for Mermaid, and I did not get around to it, but she's still on my to color list because I just love this book. So that one is staying in. Unfortunately, I did not complete any pages in Botanicum. This is one of my favorite Maria Trolle books, but I didn't reach for it at all this past month. So, yeah, I to be quite honest, I had reorganized my books a little bit and moved this into where I have like all of my other Maria Trolle books, and didn't remember that this was one of the ones that I wanted to finish. So it kind of sat separate from my other books for a little while, and then I watched my video back and realized that I had picked this one. So this one is going back in my back with the other books, and is staying on the list because it's always a good one. Let's see, in Portrait of the Mermaid, I did finish, well, I finished a whip. So this one was a whip, and I finished that one up. Really like the way that turned out. And then I did this one for the month of May. And again, very pleased with how that turned out. So this is another one. This is that book that has all of the skin tones already done. So I just kind of have to go through and get the backgrounds and all that stuff. And I love the fact that I can use my alcohol markers because it's single-sided. It takes so much less time to do. Yeah, happy with how that's going so far. Really pleased with all of those pages. So that is Portrait of the Mermaid by Sarah Burrier. And then last but not least, in Nice Little Town 6, I did finish a page, and I have another one started. Where are you, page? There it is. So I got this one done. This one was a test page for my Color Your pencils, which I used on this red and the turquoise and then all of the green that you see. And then the rest of it is done with water-based markers, Copic markers, and I think maybe just a little bit of Prisma just a little bit. Not very much at all. Just like little shading bits here and there, maybe around on the edges of the mushrooms and stuff. But yeah, I really like the way that turned out. Such a bright, fun page. And it's not one that I would normally gravitate towards, but once I started using the Coloria pencils on here, I was like, oh, this is turning out fun. And then I was like, well, what other colors would go with these bright red and turquoise colors that I already put down? And I was like, yellow and blue and orange. And yeah, so I just had fun. I had fun with it. And then this one is started. So I did this one in a sky tutorial. I showed you how I would do that sky with pencils. And then so far I've just got a little bit of red alcohol marker on there. This is going to be finished this month, hopefully. So it's a very summer page. I think it's super cute. So there is those two from Nice Little Town 6. And then I did want to add in one more book because I am a glutton for punishment. Well, I just feel like I need all the options, you know, like, but anyway, it's this one. It's the newest one from Joseph Cattenbang. This is the Voyage book. And oh boy, do I love this book. I have not done a flip through, but there are multiple flip throughs on the channel. I did have somebody request for me to do a flip through. And I might, but yeah, look at that page. Ugh, just stunning. So this is going in my complete eventually list because I love every one of these. That one, gorgeous. Yeah, so this is going in my list. So last time I said I couldn't decide between the mythographic books, and when I got this one, I was just like, yep, this is the book. This is the one. Now, hopefully when the next one comes out, the new one from Fabiana, which also has no hidden objects, hopefully I don't change my mind, but we'll see. I'll check back in with you in a couple months and see how it's going. But yeah, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.